Anybody else want to do an intro? Because I'm stunned. It is very rare in my life, and anybody that knows me, my parents, my family, my closest friends, my dogs will tell you that if I'm speechless, it is a monumental occasion. I am never without something to say. I am without something to say. I do not know what I just saw. Who was that, Glenn? Was that Jack?
I don't know. I'm getting confused with you and that famous baseball call. I can't believe what I just saw.
I can't believe what I just saw.
I mean, there's so much to take apart with that game. I don't want to do your job. So yeah, you started, or Craig. He's a pro. Craig's a super pro.
Craig, I'm going to turn it over to you, man. You've been doing this longer than I have, so I'm going to turn it over to the wily veteran here. And
what you saw there today was what is wrong with this football team and what is wrong with this football club from top to bottom. It's all about mentality and it's all about attitude. You can blame the manager for everything and anything all you like, but at the end of the day, when you've got a team that play like that for the first half, gutless, spineless, none of them looked like they knew what they were doing. None of them looked like they knew what their jobs were. None of them looked like they knew what position they were supposed to be playing. Concede one goal, fine. Pick yourselves up, dust yourselves down. Concede 2 goals, then to concede 3 goals. The mentality and the attitude and the lack of a leader is what is wrong with Arsenal at the moment. At 1-0, you needed a leader to ground them up and say, right, okay, we've conceded 1, but let's not panic. And what did they do? They panicked. They took their eye off the ball. That second goal was probably... You can blame... Yeah, I blame Leno because it's poor goalkeeping. But I also blame... Awful goalkeeping. But I also blame the rest of them because they're just standing around. They're not ready to play football. Yes, there's no leadership. There's no one telling them what to do. They're just walking around.
They were looking for the referee to bail them out.
Yeah.
That's what they wanted. They stood there chirping at the referee, bail us out.
Exactly. Just get on with the game. Do what you've got to do. You've conceded a free kick, set yourselves up, but no. You're dead right, Tanner. They're looking at the referee to bail them out.
Okay, I can't disagree with any of that. When it was 0-0, I'm like, please let us get the first goal today. And then when that Lingard shot went in, it took me a second to process it, and then I did. And I said, how do you stop a perfect shot? You know, it was a perfect shot. It was beautiful.
It was a great goal.
But like Craig just said, how do you respond to that is the next question. And then that free kick, not only Leno, the last 2 people you would expect to turn off, Tierney and Partey, were looking the other way with that quick free kick. And then that third goal, I brought a prop with me because it perfectly illustrates how I felt after the giveaway. And 3-0, I was just like, oh no! How am I going to deal? How am I going to deal with this? I want to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I don't want to watch the rest of this game. But if you know, it's like you said, Craig, and you just tweeted too, and I gave it a like. You know, you can blame Arteta for the first half, but you got to give him credit for the second half.
Absolutely, because whatever
on that, Lacazette's post-match game interview just happened, and I was listening to it, and he said 2 very key things, 2 quotes that are the same, but he made 2 very distinct words. He said in the first one, he said, "We as players did not respect the manager's instruction," then followed on with saying, "We did not listen to the manager's instruction." And he clarified that twice.
Who said that?
Lacazette said that.
Okay.
So that goes to show they clearly, because we can tell that was a team that didn't have a game plan in the first half. Like, it seemed like, I don't know what happened. And I said this in the pre-show. They are going to come for us. They're going to come toe-to-toe because that's how you beat Arsenal. We don't have the backbone to take on teams who come for us. Any team, right, that the formula to beating Arsenal, just come for us. Spurs, the minute they started attacking us, they got their goal. The minute West Ham sat back, we started getting into the game. It goes to show that we can't deal with teams who want to beat us. because we don't have the mentality. This is what it comes down to. Football is partly ability, but it comes down to how much you want something. We did not want that as much as West Ham did.
Okay.
Hence why they scored 3 early goals.
All right. Now, I do not want you to think that I'm happy with that draw, okay? But right after the game, while I was waiting for BG to start the show, I looked up some statistics. We outshot them 16-15. We had 64% possession, and we had 598 passes to their 338. We did a good job in coming back. We have to take
100%.
We have to take this game as a whole, not just how we were not prepared in the beginning. And you were all rightfully angry. I was angry. I was Mr. Bill. Oh, no. So, you know what I'm saying? Guys, we got to look at I think as we have 2 weeks now before the next game, people will realize, you know what? Yeah, that first half really sucked. But a lot of past Arsenal teams would not have come back like they did today. And I'm sorry I'm not like Mr. Positive. I'm upset. I feel we should have won. But, I'm just trying to look at the whole picture.
I think this is the best comment so far. You're happy with the comeback, but you're disappointed with the overall result. That is spot on. Absolutely spot on. Look, Craig, you hit it right off the top. It's mentality. And what did I say in the pregame in terms of prediction? I don't have enough faith in the team to consistently put forward. They can't put in the effort for 90 minutes. What makes me think they can translate the performance, game to game to game? And this is where we are. We come off a major high a week ago, beating the shit stains, only to go into a game that we were through comfortably to the next round, but we still needed to put in a performance. And I tweeted this out that this is what happens when you become complacent. And we were complacent against Olympiacos, and it showed in the first half today, whether it be the players not respecting the manager's instructions, as Lacazette said, it's mentality. And the mentality on Thursday was, we're good. We're good. We got this. We're good. We've already bagged the 3 away goals. We have a 2-goal lead on aggregate. We're good. We don't need to do anything. We just need to run around a bit and make life a little sticky for Olympiacos, and we're good. And then what did they do? They brought that same mentality. So I'm wrong. I'm actually wrong, Craig. They brought the mentality. They showed up with the consistency from Thursday. I'm wrong. They brought exactly what they did Thursday for 90 minutes into the first 45 minutes today. And let's not.
I would love to know what Arteta said to them.
Let's not make any bones about this. We didn't come back in this game. West Ham shit the bed.
I have to disagree with you there. Sorry.
No, me too.
Yeah.
Two own goals. No.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I'm a little iffy on the first one because you've still got to play, and they played, and you still got to play to create those chances and to force West Ham into the mistakes. They were superb second half. I don't care what anyone says. We can go back to the first half if you want later, but the second half they were superb. There's only one team in it. West Ham were probably unlucky not to get the 4th goal when Antonio missed from 2 yards out, but sometimes you need a bit of luck in football. But we controlled the whole second half, and I was actually thinking we could go on and win it when we got the equaliser. I thought we could have gone on to win the game. I have to disagree with you there, mate. I'm sorry. I thought Arsenal was superb second half.
Yeah, this is glass half full, half empty, BG.
We were great. We were great in the second half. I won't disagree with you there. I guess I'm looking at the manner of the goals. If not for the 2-0, and again, the first one to me is a bit ticky-tack on the own goal thing because it's a very minor deflection. But the second goal is Jesus. Who was that? Dawson that just, my God, he literally kicked the ball into his own net.
But this is the thing though. Like you have to put those balls in. You have to get into positions to whip the ball in. That's what the mentality change was. You can't just say they crapped the bed because Wales, it doesn't matter whether they're own goals or we went and scored 3 goals. It would have been the same excuses then, wouldn't it be? But the point is, Chambers had an I don't know what Arteta said to these guys in at half time. He must have put it on them. He must have absolutely gone in on them. Because I would love to know. I wish we did an all or nothing because I just want to know what he said there. Because that, for me, that meant that much of a change in mentality is crazy. And this is why I'm saying Arteta, when we had those water breaks last season, he seemed to have switched the players around a lot more. And I'm starting to believe that clearly he's saying something to them. But when you look at it, Chambers came out. I don't know where that came from. I did not expect Chambers to do what he did.
Chambers was lethal today. You could argue he was man of the match today.
Oh,
you
no
actually,
argument.
100%.
No arguments.
Let
me
me
anyway.
Let me ask
Very
a question.
close Odegaard, but Chambers for me. Wow.
Let me ask a question. And this is a culture thing. So Craig and Sauls, I want you guys to answer this because I think Glenn will understand what I'm saying here with the American thing. We tend to like things brash and in your face, and as an American, if I'm the coach, if I'm Mikel Arteta, going into halftime after that first half, I'm either throwing everything in the locker room. I'm destroying West Ham's away side locker room. Like, I'm destroying it. It will look like I don't even know what it'll look like. Hurricane Coach Tanner just came through the locker room and destroyed everything. Or I'm not going into the locker room. I'm not even walking in. I'm not saying a word. But it's one way or the other. I want to try to get that point. Is it like that? Is the culture sort of the same over there at halftime when your coach comes in, if you've put in a performance like that, and rips you a new asshole? Is that a thing, or is it more reserved, I guess is what I'm getting at.
A quick answer for me is he's gone in there and he's dressed them down. Absolutely. Totally. And I hope what I've said to him is, I hope what he said was, all of you are playing for your futures this half. All of you are playing for your futures this half. If Lacazette has come out and said that they've disobeyed his instructions, if that's true, then they should have been playing for their futures in the second half. Absolutely. People say we're disappointed with a draw. I have to say I'm not disappointed with a draw because we were 3-0 down. So to get a point from a game where it looked like we weren't going to get nothing, I have to say, in my own personal opinion, I'm happy we came away with a point.
You have to be. After the first half, you have to be.
I'll get to that point eventually, but right now I'm like, nice comeback, but not happy with that. BG, I literally would not have been lying when it was 3-0 if I texted you and said I cannot do the post-game show. I'm too sick. That would literally have not been a lie. And we came back, and I'm with Craig on this one. I'll slowly see more positives as time goes on without a game for the next 2 weeks. But yeah, I understand your anger, guys, but nah, I'm going to settle in with that was a nice comeback. That's
it was all about the first half. It was abysmal, diabolical, probably the worst half of football I've ever seen Arsenal play. It was shockingly bad. You wouldn't see a Sunday League team play like that over Hackney Marshes. It was so bad, so bad. It's so unprofessional.
It was worse than the Villa match at home this year, because that's probably the worst I've seen. I think I've seen us play this season. Was that Villa game? Was the Villa game at home? I mean, we were just completely switched off, and I dare say we were switched off for all 90 minutes in that game. We had no chance of coming back there. I would agree with Daniel there. I would agree with Daniel there. He's brought in it. He's not overly disappointed. He's not overly disappointed, but he's disappointed we let him 3 goals. That's the first half performance I'm disappointed with. Absolutely disappointed with the first half performance, but happy that we came back and got a point. It shows you something. Go ahead, Glenn.
Just a quick question. All right, one word: progress. Do you guys take this game as another half step forward in progress? The way we came back, I know. I see you shaking your head there, BG. Progress.
It's so hard. Go ahead, Souls, go ahead. You go ahead.
Do you know, Joe? Do you know what it is? Right, I'm gonna balance this completely. That first half showed us everything that's wrong with the club. For 17 years, we've seen that first half. That's what we've been trying to battle and change in culture. That's 100% right, Glenn. I have seen progress today because that second half showed me what Arteta wants to do with this team and what he demands from his players. Because that was a game, literally, he must have gone in there and said to them, you are playing for you. You want to carry on embarrassing yourselves, go out there and carry on. Otherwise, you want them, because I can tell you now, that fan base lost all respect for every single one of them. Because I can tell you, because it wasn't the 3 goals, it's the manner we did it. We looked like we had no passion. We didn't want to be in the game. We were just there just because we have to be there. We didn't want to forfeit the game. That's how it felt. But that second half showed me something different, that these players have got it in them to come out and give us something that we can be proud of. I'm not saying that I'm proud of the way we went and played this game overall over the 90, but that second half showed me something that I've not seen for 17 years is a fight, which is desire, which is, you know what, fuck the name at the back, we're playing for the badge in the front. That's what I seen, because that second half was for the fans, because that's what I've seen in the second half, and that's what I've been seeing with Arteta all season. He is trying to, and you know what the good thing about Arteta was? He was pissed off at the Olympiacos game. He never celebrated the fact we went through because he was so shocked with how they played. Yeah. This man knows how he wants to. He's a Pep Guardiola product. He's a byproduct of La Masia. You're telling me this man hasn't gone into that locker room and absolutely gone in on them?
Yeah.
And told them, this is your fucking futures you're playing for. Play with some passion. He must have said to them, the result doesn't matter, but go show some heart. And that's what they went and did.
Okay, quick response. Arteta, has not been very good at second half management, and he was today. And despite, everybody being disgusted with Arsenal's first half, remember those statistics I told you about the game? Despite that horrible first half, we outshot them. We made almost 150 more passes than them, and we had 64% possession. That's with an abysmal first half.
After the first 10 minutes, possession was 86-14.
They had 33. They had 33 balls into the half. We had 0 within the first 10 to 15 minutes.
It was shocking. I'm saying these statistics I just gave you are more impressive because of that awful start.
Yeah, 100%. No, I agree.
Craig, take Glenn's question. Do you see progress overall when you compare the first half to the second half, or are you looking at the entire 90 minutes and it's like, is it really there?
Well, there was massive progress the second half. We scored 3 goals. Well, we didn't score 3 goals, but we came back and we managed to get 3 goals. So yeah, of course there was progress there. It was the first half to the second half was completely the old cliche goes, a game of 2 halves. It was like Aubameyang turned up 10 minutes late to the North London derby. Well, the rest of them turned up 45 minutes late today. Yeah. If the game was only played for 1 half, we'd all be saying, "Oh, that weren't too bad, was it?" But I was just so disappointed with the way they came out. I really was. Again, I said it in the pre-show that I'm worried about Aubameyang, and I'm even more worried about him now because he just absolutely offered nothing again. But you could put that down to him playing in a stupid position. Why on God's name did Mikel Arteta put him on the right?
Did it have anything to do with the fullbacks?
I don't know, mate. I can't fathom it. I don't know why all of a sudden he puts Aubameyang on the right. It just completely unbalanced everything. It didn't look right. It didn't feel right. It just...
Yeah.
Why would you... I mean, he has scored... In the last 3 seasons, he's scored most of his goals from the left wing. Why are you putting him on the right wing?
Yeah.
I just don't get it. And then it comes out in the second half, he puts him on the left wing. If that was that would be my only... Yeah. That would be my only question to the manager today. What did you do that for? I thought Xhaka was okay. Thomas Partey for me was poor again. in the first half. Wasn't too much better in the second half. Aubameyang, he was a ghost. Lacazette, done all right. Saka, done all right. The two best players for me today were Tierney and Chambers. They were immense today.
And Odegaard in my
and Odegaard, Odegaard,
Honorable mention.
Odegaard was fantastic again. Leno's had a shocker, but then at the end he saved us. He saved us from losing that one where the cross came in and he dived out to parry it away. It was a great goalkeeping. So yeah, look, all in all, if we're going to sit here and dissect everything, I've got to be happy with a draw, Tanner. I've got to be, because we were so bad.
On the flip side of it, that we see in the second half. It's the inconsistency that drives you mad. That drives me mad. And you see, a friend of mine who has just recently gotten into football, messages me every weekend. We chat every weekend, and he drops different little things here and there about what he sees. And again, just kind of getting into the sport and whatnot. But he said to me today, if Arsenal play like that for 90 minutes, they can beat anybody. If we play like that for 90 minutes, and this is coming from someone with a relatively untrained eye, we play like that for 90 minutes, we can beat anybody. And I agree. I absolutely agree. And I did something that I shouldn't have done, and I'm going to bring it up, and I shouldn't. But I went back and I looked at the matches where we played poorly and dropped points. And I added, if we played the way we played the second half today, and we would have done this in matches earlier in the year, we'd be second and challenging City for the title. Consistency. Now, I understand beginning of the year and everything that goes into it, the circumstances, but it's the inconsistency that drives me up a wall. And the reason that I will hesitate to say, I'm not going to say I don't see progress. The reason I'm going to hesitate to say that I do see it, because we get this every week. We get one half where we are just world beaters, and we get another half where we could be beaten by the world. And here's the other thing. It's never the first half. It's never you never know which half Arsenal's going to show up in.
Yeah,
we could give you the first 45 minutes and just, balls out, and we're world beaters. In the second half, all of a sudden come out and nothing, just lay an egg. And meanwhile, you flip it just like we did today.
It's so funny the way. I'm sorry. Finish.
Go ahead, Glenn. Go ahead. I'm just rambling. So
we all aren't we all? It's so funny the way that we look at things, because when it was 3-0, I thought there was no comeback. I'm like, just like Arsenal, they got my hopes up. They got me talking them up on the pregame show, and I was really looking forward to this game. And for once, they completely flipped the script. We didn't come back from 1-0. We came back from 3-0, and we could have won this game. And that's the way I'm starting. Even just these minutes as they pass by on the post-game show, I'm starting to feel a little bit better about things. Of course, I'm not happy. I wanted 3 points, but
we wanted 3 points. But it's a good therapy to come on and talk about what happened.
Who didn't think when it was 3-0? Who didn't think I'm not going on social media for 2 weeks because the Arteta out now people are going to sing a choir that will never end for the next 2 weeks? Who didn't think that? I did.
Well, I try not to knee jerk anymore. I did pick my phone up, but I was like, no, I'll wait. I'll tweet at halftime, and I'll tweet at full time.
Yeah. I put my phone across the room. Otherwise, I would have been tempted to be like, God damn it, what? So
I did actually tweet out at 3-0, done, and I'm not watching this. I'm not watching this dog shit anymore. And then Lacazette scored. Well, the first own goal went in. And somebody actually responded and said, "So I assume you missed that goal." My response was, "What goal?" I mean, I saw it because I didn't stop watching, because this club is a goddamn train wreck. It's a train wreck. I can't help myself but watch.
Train wreck.
I see the carnage of the first half, and I'm sitting there wide-eyed. I'm like, Oh my God, what's gonna happen next? This is a horror movie. It's a horror movie.
Yeah.
Like, Arsenal or they're the lovable dork in the horror movie that you hope is one of the first ones to get slashed, and somehow, some way, they manage to keep you interested till the very end. Oh my.
I understand your frustration. I just don't agree with it.
I don't want to. Anybody else got a point? I'm like I said, the thing for me, it's the inconsistency. You play like that, even if you play like that for 60 minutes, you probably win that game.
Do you know what? What these games have shown me is the reason why I see progress isn't necessarily because of results. It's showing us exactly what we're missing. When we look at Emery and when we look at Wenger, we look at those teams and we're thinking, we don't really know where we've gone wrong. What player do we need? What positions do we need? Now under Arteta, we're understanding a bit more of this team. We know Partey or whoever needs a partner next to him. We need to get another world-beating box-to-box midfielder or a very defensive-minded midfielder. We know we need to get a centre-back. We know we need to get a backup left-back. We know we need to get a right-back. We know we need a goal scorer, an out-and-out, just goal-scoring machine. We know this now. This is why I say there is progress. The system isn't the problem. It's just the players that we have we're too dependent on. The minute one of those doesn't perform, like a Saka hasn't been performing recently because he's being kicked about and he's not really been able to get into games, we're starting to see a drop-off. Once that happens to an Odegaard, let's say, and we don't have a plan B in terms of an ESR, for example, we're going to see that again. Now that Partey is also kind of having this iffy kind of games, we're starting to see that. That's where the problem is. We don't have the depth to rotate. We don't have plan Bs. All we have is a plan A. If plan A doesn't work, we're fucked. It's as simple as that. We don't have an Olivier Giroud. We don't have someone that's completely different to bring off the bench. It's too like for like. Our bench is basically our 11, but weaker.
Did you say we need a backup right back? You were talking.
Yeah. No, sorry.
Why do you think that? We're three deep there right now. You don't.
No, left back.
No, we need a backup left back, but we need an actual right back. Like we need a better right.
Okay. That's all. That was my only question. I was very happy with Chambers. He's starting to look like he could stay as a squad player that I'd be comfortable coming into a game.
Yeah.
Well, I think he can't be he can't be dropped. Not after today's performance. He can't be dropped for the next league game.
I want him to start. Yes,
absolutely. He was fantastic today. Absolutely fantastic.
I want to bring up one question from Daniel Shaw, and I want one-word answers.
Okay.
Should Thomas Partey stop shooting?
I can't give you one word. For the love of God, please stop shooting.
No.
Unless you're transitioning to play rugby, then go ahead. But
no, he shouldn't.
Please stop.
Unless you're literally standing on the goal line with no one in front of you.
Even then, just don't shoot. Please.
Yeah. Don't even shoot then. Just
why not?
Find somebody else.
Let him shoot. One of them.
My answer is
he's
no.
going to get it. He's going to get it one day. One's going to fly in the top corner.
And this fan base will go berserk when it happens.
Yeah, I say no. Don't stop shooting. You're a stud. You do your thing.
Absolutely.
Oh, do you know what? Actually, someone in the comment, I think Jason guy, actually, Carragher actually said as a joke, in the first half, Callum Chambers looking like Cafu, and then in the second half, he goes, "I'm actually being serious now."
Well, it's all about that. I think it was a great performance from him. He took the chance. He's done really well, and especially today, I thought he was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Briefly, he needs to take some shooting advice from Aldeni. He certainly does, but don't stop him shooting. God, no!
He could probably make one from about 50 yards away. The way he shoots the ball. My God. What else? What else, fellas? I'm leaving. I don't have anything else. I'm dumbfounded. I'm literally
it's a
dumbfounded.
Tough one. Yeah, it's a tough one to talk about today because like I've elaborated on, it was so bad in the first half, and then when they come out and they play like they did in the second half, they get we got the ball and we got it on the floor and we were passing it around superbly. We attacked. We went forward. We pressed West Ham every time they got the ball. And that's the reason why we came back and we got the result.
Yeah.
But it's just the first half was so bad. I just cannot, like, honestly, it's got to be the worst first half of football I've ever seen Arsenal play. It was awful.
Yes, I'm sure it was a great game for the neutrals, but I'm exhausted from it. And this show right now is a little microcosm of how Arsenal fans feel. We all feel a little bit different about that game. You know, Craig and BG, you're harping on the first half. I'm not as positive as the guy below me, but I am positive about our comeback. So it's just it's so much to think about and to soak in. It's going to take a few days, but I think in the end, most Arsenal fans will be, all right, that was a nice comeback. We don't usually do that. It was impressive. West Ham are a damn good team. It's not like we came back, against a lesser team. So I think that's going to be the mutual consensus.
Absolutely.
You know what? Let's talk about that for a minute, because this isn't West Ham of last year or of 2 seasons ago. This is a good West Ham team, and we talked about this in the pregame.
Slight favorites. We talked about that. In the pregame
they were slight favorites to win this game. So, I don't want to sit here and heap a ton of praise on West Ham, but look, this is a good side that we went up against. So if we're going to take the comeback into consideration, look at the team we came back against.
Yes, there you go.
There's something to be said. There's something to be said there.
I'm going to pull you in and get you a little more positive here.
I'm resisting right now. I'm resisting, but
why, Craig? Why do you look like Jack Nicholson when he came through the door in The Shining?
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
I don't like to call people. I don't like to pull people out. But Stan's put a comment in there saying Mikel had to resort to Wenger tactics by throwing all his forwards on. Well, what else would you do if you're 3-0 down? If you're 3-0 down, you need to score goals. What are you going to do? Put defenders on?
They would have cried if we put El Neni on. Let's be honest. So what else?
Well, he didn't. I mean, I was expecting that. I was expecting that he was going to at 3-3 take off all his attackers and put defenders on. But for me, of course, he's going to put attacking players on. Of course.
Yeah, I had no problem with his substitutions today.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
I liked it.
Yeah. I did too. I thought they were very positive.
Yep.
I'd like to have seen Martinelli a bit earlier. I would have liked to have seen Martinelli at half time. I would have, if it was me, I would have changed it. I would have put on Martinelli in place of Aubameyang. I think there's 2 players that need a little stint out of this team at the moment, and those 2 players are Saka and Aubameyang. I would be going with the rest of the season with Pepe and Martinelli. Pepe on the right, Martinelli on the left, and Lacazette through the middle. Or Aubameyang Aubameyang on the wings is not working. It's just not working. He's a striker, and he needs to be playing down the middle, and he needs to score goals to get his confidence up. A striker will play his best when he's scoring goals, and he's not scoring goals, so we're not seeing him at his best. When he scores goals, he doesn't even get mentioned in reviews because he's done what we brought him in to do. Because
he's done his job.
So exactly. So we don't need to talk about it. But at the moment, he's not doing his job, and I agree with people when they say, "Why did he put him on the right?" I agree with that. I just don't get that. I don't know why you'd unbalance it. Like, it was so unbalanced, and it showed, didn't it? We were just awful in the first half.
I thought I agreed with him, Craig. In the pregame show, we did the pregame show together, and I said, you know what? The more I think about it, the more I like it. I didn't know he was going to be on the right, like you said, but hey, it didn't work, and we adjusted. That's all I can say about that. I can't say, oh yeah, he shouldn't have done it, because I was like, I kind of like this, so I was wrong.
Yeah.
On that though, the players actually came out and said that they didn't listen to the manager.
Oh, right.
Had they had listened to the manager, the game plan might have actually worked. So yeah, I mean, it's who you want to believe, really, the players or whether the fans. Well, it's totally up to us to do that. But it's such a strange one with Aubameyang now, because he's not really offering us anything to really give us, like, to play him. And I get what you're saying, Craig. Like, you have to. A striker will always be better when they're scoring goals. But my problem is he trying to score goals? The most involvement he had in that game was when Lacazette scored the equaliser and he celebrated. That's the most I've seen him.
Yeah, well, no, I
shocking.
absolutely agree with you. But you see, the thing about it is, if he's having a dip in form, get him out, because that boy Martinelli is hungry.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
hungry.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
totally agree with that. Just like I think Chambers has gone to the top of the pecking order at right back, I think that now Lacazette is our striker and Aubameyang can come off the bench because he is in bad form right now. That's what you do with players that are in bad form. Sit. Have a seat.
Yeah, exactly.
Breaking news, just real quick. According to Ruthless Gooner, and I don't have the math in front of me, but after today's draw, we have been mathematically eliminated from winning the title. So as if the first half of today wasn't bad enough, this is breaking Arsenal hearts the world over tonight. Ruthless, when I first saw that, I chuckled lightheartedly in my own head.
For every team in the Premier League, not just us.
Yeah, it's not just well, mathematically it is for us. Not mathematically for every other team, but it is for us. So.
Hey, guess what, fellas? That's the every team was mathematically eliminated when Manchester City beat the fair play rules. So
Dubber Ducky, we did win the FA with Alba out wide, but we were more counterattacking than.
No, we get that. That's not what we're not saying. What he's done in the past isn't good. All we're saying is when we've come into this season, he hasn't shown any of that. That's the problem. We can only judge a player on what they're doing now. It's all look. We gave the man time. How long do you want to give him? 2-3 seasons to find his form back? I'm sorry, but there comes a point where you have to call a player out. You know, at the start of the season, up until December, you can be like, all right, you know what, fair enough, maybe because of because the fact that we had no preseason, no rest or anything, and we've come into this season, but everyone's had that. It's not just Aubameyang. And I'm going to say it again. It's not his. I don't care. He doesn't have to score. It's the fact that he's offered us nothing, absolutely nothing. No work rate, no passion, no heart, no leadership, no nothing. Name me one thing he's offered us this season that we can sit here and say that he doesn't deserve to be called out on. I'm not saying sell him. I'm not saying abuse him. All I'm saying is there comes a point you have to call out certain things. Work harder then. If you're not in form, what do ex-players and the commentary say? If you're out of form, work yourself into form. The manager can only play you. If you're not wanting to get back into form, there's nothing a manager can do about it.
I do this all the time because I'm American and I make American sports references on my shows, but it's the same as a basketball player. If you guys are basketball fans, if you watch hoops, shooters. What's what? Anyway,
basketball,
yeah. Shooters are always told that go hit a cold streak, keep shooting, because eventually you're going to come out of it. So you kind of get the point. The comparison I'm using here with Sauls is keep working hard. Just keep working hard, and it'll start. If you work hard, it'll start to come. And then when it does, we've been and I've been hearing this all season. Boy, and we really kind of thought that it might be coming after the Leeds game when he bagged the hat trick, right? The floodgates are opening now. He got it now. And then what happened? Now he's all boo-boo face again, right?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this. I'm not sure that he lost a lot of pace because he ran down Jesse Lingard. So I don't want to hear it. So this isn't, injury or whatever. He's old. He's lost a step. He didn't lose a step because today, one positive. You want me to be positive? I'll be positive. I'll be positive with Aubameyang. He ran down Jesse Lingard and put in a tackle and won that ball back for us. I don't know if you guys remember that.
If he does more of that this season,
but
we can start to forgive elements of his game.
If he
but the
did
problem
that,
is how many times does he do that?
It won. This season won. That's the first time I can honestly remember watching him do that this season. And I'm not saying don't slate him because I agree with everything you guys are saying. But that was one play from him that stuck out to me. I'm like, wow, he's okay. And I thought this was early in the first half. I thought, okay, he's involved here. Like, okay, go do it, boy.
In the first half for me, I noticed that he was so deep. Like he's just going to be ineffective. He's so deep. He was like, he was nearly playing as a right wing back. You don't have Pierre. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang that far back in the pitch. He's going to do absolutely nothing for you if that's where you're going to play him. So again, I have been a massive supporter of Mikel Arteta all season, but I will say today that he got Aubameyang's positioning completely wrong.
Yep.
If, like I said, I want to see Aubameyang scoring goals, and I said it in the pre-show as well. Perhaps that captaincy needs to come away from him. Perhaps the captaincy is too much on his shoulders. Perhaps he feels that he has to be an example to the players while trying to score goals. Well, I'd prefer Aubameyang just to be trying to score goals instead of the added pressure of him being captain.
Craig,
Why
can
do
I
I
jump
think?
in? Can I jump in just real quick? Hold your thought. I just want to say something to Tim Howard over here in America on the NBC broadcast months ago. Said the exact same thing you're saying. You know what? Take the captaincy away from the striker. I don't want that added responsibility on you. Just be, you know what? Be selfish. Be selfish.
Yeah.
Go score goals. That's your job. Go do that.
But you got to look at it the other way too. It's like maybe it's an added pressure on his game, or if you have this captaincy stripped of you in the middle of some bad form, that could go the other way and make you play even worse. We know Aubameyang, it's all about confidence with him. Does he want to be captain? If he doesn't want to be captain, please give it to Tierney. But if he wants to be captain, that could diminish his performance even more if you strip the captaincy away. I agree with you. He's not a captain, but I'm talking about inside his head.
Oh, I know. There's a fine line. Go ahead, Craig.
I was just going to come in here with Jonathan there. Stop blaming Aubameyang and start blaming Arteta for continuously chopping and changing positions. Yeah, I agree with the continuously chopping and changing positions. I do agree with that. I'm not singling out Aubameyang. What I'm saying is that he needs something needs to happen. Now, I think a stint out of the team. I think he needs to be. Look, let's get it right. He's got an ego, right? He's got a massive ego. He's Aubameyang. Do you know? Of course, we see pictures of him, showing off this and showing off that. There's a massive ego there. He seems to be like a one-man entity to me. I don't see. I see he's got a brotherhood with Lacazette. We've seen that. But I don't think I've seen a relationship with any other player like that. So that worries me a little bit. And I think he needs a stint out of the team just to actually awaken him, perhaps. Bring in Martinelli, put him in there. He's a young, hungry player. If he's going to do better than Aubameyang, then keep playing him there. But I think Aubameyang just needs a little reality check. Yeah. Perhaps. Because it doesn't look like it worked by getting dropped out against being left out against Tottenham, because he was awful against Olympiacos and he wasn't great again today. So for people who say, don't blame Aubameyang, it's very hard not to single him out because he has been poor. And that's just, there's plenty of other players that were poor today. It's probably unfair that we're just picking on Aubameyang because Partey weren't great either, was he? I didn't think he was great today. I didn't think Xhaka was great. I didn't think. Someone come in there and said that Lacazette was good. That's great. That's your opinion. I didn't think he was great today.
I don't think he was great. I just think he was all right at best.
Yeah.
Like, there were times where he did things good, but then there was also times where I was like, "Oh, mate, just keep it simple."
Yeah. Yeah, but look, he got himself into some nice positions.
Yeah.
He made basically, he got his goals. So perhaps I'm being a bit overzealous on him. I don't know, but the Aubameyang thing. The only reason I go on about it so much is because I know how good he is, and I think we all know how good he is when he's on form. So I'm only looking at ways and means to get that boy back on form and get him back scoring goals for Arsenal. And at the moment, it doesn't seem like he's too interested. And
all right, Craig.
Ignore it. I'm sorry, I can't.
I totally agree with you. You're in bad form. Have a seat. Lacazette's going to start. The only thing where I take umbrage with you is, trying to figure out if he's getting along with his teammates or what's going on in his head. We don't know that. The bottom line of what we know is he's in bad form and he should take a seat, and we both agree on that. I'm just saying it gets to dangerous territory when you think, I don't know, I don't see him smiling with his teammates. What's he thinking in his head? I don't like looking at it from that perspective. But we agree, so I don't want to argue with you because we agree he should be on the bench.
Yeah, Sauls, I don't know what you think, but I agree 100%. I think Aubin needs to be sat down and
I said this on the tailgate. I think because it's just so weird how all of a sudden this has happened. And it's, you know what, if we were talking at the start of the season, let's say before December, I totally agree with people that, maybe not giving him stick is the right thing because chances weren't being or not enough chances were being created. Now, Aubameyang doesn't have that excuse. Chances are being created. He's getting 3-4 per game, and he's just wasting them. Maybe, yes, taking him out of the team. That's what I said. I think maybe he needs to come out to the club and say, look, my head, or I'm just not in it at the minute, or whatever it may be. They don't need to come and tell us. Just keep it as, look, it's personal matters that he needs to work on. Whatever excuse you need to do to tell the media, do that. But he needs to just come out completely for a few. Hopefully this international break does that, because that means we've got no game. The media can't really twist this in any way because there's no games to drop him for. Give him 2 weeks just to kind of have light training, just do what he needs to do, but just give him a break. Get him away from everything. Get him away from the media. Tell him no social media, none of that. Just go and chill.
Again,
maybe that will do him some good. Because maybe it's the stick from me to social media. Maybe it's the pressure of the fans constantly asking him to step up. Maybe, I don't know what it is. He's going to know, and maybe his family going to know, and the club representatives are going to know. But I just think he needs to just come away from football for a few weeks and just get his mind ready. Give him a bit of a break because he didn't get a preseason, or nor did he have a preseason break. Maybe that's part of the issue. But again, it's always going to be speculations and ifs, buts, and maybes. We're never going to truly know what is going on.
Yeah, sorry, just checking a few things here on my phone. Craig had some internet problems. He ducked out. He's going to try to get that fixed and jump back in here. So, look, about 10, 15 minutes left to go here, fellas. I just, Aubameyang is today and has been, for the past few games now, low-hanging fruit with disciplinary action against the scum, and then the poor performance on Thursday, poor performance again today. I'll be honest, I didn't think Aubameyang was as bad as you guys are all telling me he was. I'll just put that out there. I don't think he was that bad.
I didn't say bad. I was just disappointed in him. I thought this was the perfect game for him to step up and just nail one in.
I don't know why he was on the right to start.
Yeah.
And I don't know why he was as deep as what he was. All of those points are valid. But he was involved in the attack. Now, that being said, nothing came out of it, but he was involved, and I just didn't think he was as bad as I think what I just don't agree that he was as bad as what you guys are saying he is. Thomas Partey is another one for me that you come in here with this, world class, title attached to you, and I don't see it. I got to be on it right now. I do not see it. Now, too soon to pass judgment, sure, but he's been poor. Like, this isn't just he's average. He's a little below average. Oh, well, his expectations are up here. Whereas I expect 9s out of him consistently, he's given me 6s. No, he's been poor.
Yeah,
today was poor.
He's quality, BG. This is just a snapshot in time. That. So
you know what? You are what you are on the day.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not doing anything. He's not done anything since he's been in. I'm going to agree with Stan, because Stan has said this before. He's given me nothing. I can see that there's quality there. But in his Arsenal career, again, short, small snapshot and all that. But he's not shown me that he's world class. by a sight.
I'm not saying he
what you're
deserves
saying, Tanner.
praise. I'm sorry, real quick. I don't mean to talk too much. I'm not saying he deserves praise, and you can't go by Stan because he hates everybody. So,
Stan, get him. If you're still there in the chat, get him.
That's it. I said quick. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Cells.
No, do you know what it is with Partey, right? So, on my second league, I always watch a lot on La Liga. Seeing him at Atletico Madrid, I actually did expect this, where it's going to be a lot of inconsistent performances. That's what Partey is. He's not a consistently good world-class player. What you'll get with him is probably maybe 2, potentially 3 absolutely banging on performances, and then you'll get like a few averagey kind of performances. That's what we're kind of seeing now. I do believe there's a lot of quality there. Now we can do the old trick of, oh yeah, he doesn't have enough around him. We can do all of that. We can play that game as well. But my problem is that Partey does have the qualities that we need. Has he shown it enough? Probably not. I've said maybe it's due to him coming back from that injury that he's had. Maybe he's not fully recovered. Maybe he's about 80% sharp or something, which is more than enough to play. Maybe it's just that sharpness he needs to build. But my problem was, like, when you look at the Northumberland derby, it was silly things he was doing, giving away free kicks in dangerous areas, not backing off the player. And someone actually said this, he's very casual with his possession. He seems to have this sort of mentality that he's better than everyone, so he's going to hold the ball for longer than he needs to sometimes. He's not, as people think, he gets the ball and he snaps it forward. He doesn't. He actually holds the ball a little bit longer than I believe he should. And that could be down to many things. Maybe he's just not fit enough, or maybe it's just down to that's just the way he plays. He's a very casual player on the ball, which is, in the Premier League, you're not going to get that much time. In La Liga, you do. In La Liga, you can get a bit of time where players may not press you, and you have the ability to play to that full strength, to hold the ball a little bit and pick your passes. In the Premier League, the players who shine are the players who already know what they're going to do before that ball comes to them, especially in those midfield areas. So if you look at some of the best midfielders in the Premier League, like Bruno Fernandes, your Kevin De Bruyne's, your Ilkay Gundogan's, and whoever else you want to bring into it, why are they so good? It's because before that ball comes to them, they already know what they're doing. It seems like, muscle memory. They're just doing it. And that's the problem. Partey is adapting to the league, and I don't think he's up to the pace of the league yet. Give him next season, and I'm telling you, trust me, this guy is going to be a beater in this league. He will come true. It's just he needs to adjust his play to the pace of the league.
That last 30 seconds saved me from losing my voice yelling at you because I thought you were both saying that Partey is not the long-term answer in the midfield.
No.
And I was going to go off, but BG, is Partey the long-term answer in midfield?
Well, I mean, he is a bit old though, so it depends on how. He's like 29. I thought he was like 28, 29.
He is. He's 28, I think.
All right, 20. All right. If he's old.
Oh no, he is 27 up until June.
No, is he 27?
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Currently, yeah.
If 27's old,
If
27's old, you guys are talking to a corpse right now.
No.
Well, I mean, I'm not far behind you, so.
Yeah, I thought he was 28, 29. That's why.
Is he the long-term answer? Define long-term.
Carefully. What? Meaning that we don't have to worry. Meaning that we don't have to worry about his position over the next 3 summers.
Yes.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yes. Yeah, okay. 3 summers. Yeah. Yep. I would agree with that. Now,
he is. He's a quality player. Like, I've never disagreed with that, and I've never. But I think his expectation preceded him a bit too much, because a lot of fans don't actually watch Atletico Madrid consistently.
I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing. I was laughing at the comment.
I've seen that.
You know
what it is? Because like people think Atletico are a very defensive team, so everyone in defense looks good. Period. But the minute you take them out of that system, they now have to adjust to the fact that they're not going to have 10 people helping them defend. That's why he's having to adapt a little bit. He's a very, very quality player, one of the best in his position. But the issue is because the league is so different, that's why you do see that it takes a bit of time for a lot of players who come from the La Liga to the Premier League and Premier League to La Liga, because the pace is so different. The Premier League is so high intensity. You've got to give it 100% for 90 minutes, otherwise you'll get found out. That's why Odegaard, I think, for a lot of people is so surprising, because he seems to have just fit in, understands the pace, and he understands the league so well. Partey, unfortunately, the position he plays and the style he plays, he needs to understand he's not going to get maybe 4 or 5 seconds on the ball to dab on and think about the pass he's going to make. But that I'm seeing an improvement. He has slowly started to make his passes quicker and make his decision a little bit more snappier. So it will come.
I hope so, because that's a hell of a lot of money to spend with a lot of hype for a guy that at least right now anyway, isn't living up to in my opinion, just isn't living up to the price tag that he came in with. So, yeah, but
I wish I could talk you off the ledge, BG.
No, I'm not on the ledge.
We came back against one of the top 6 teams in the Premier League from 3-0 down. That's an accomplishment. That's progress. Not super progress, but it's progress.
I need to see that second half for a full 90 minutes.
Fair.
That's what I need to see until I jump on the progress bandwagon. I need to see.
Do you know? I think that's partly to do with the players' mentalities as well. There's just so to a degree, yes, you can adjust people's mentalities, but some players' mentalities just can't be changed. It's up to the player to change it, as well as the manager kind of sitting with them and trying to get that rile, get them fired up. But because the thing is, right, we start off slow. It's like the drink break. It's so crazy, because when we had those drink breaks, it seemed like we were a different team.
I've been saying that since the losing streak back in November and December. When Arteta had an opportunity to make an adjustment, this is the one thing he's real good at. He makes good. I'm not saying adjustments are not substitutions. It's not man management, but he makes good adjustments within the game. And it's shown last year during the restart with those water breaks, like you're saying, Souls.
That's what baffles me, because it's like they've got a capacity, like they've only got you can get 5 minutes of good mentality out of them, and when you've used that 5 minutes, it's done. Like after that, it's going to be and it baffles me, because second halves, right, we tend to be good at the start of second halves, which again baffles me, because it's like, oh, Arteta's just spoken to them, and all of a sudden we're better now. It's like, I don't understand. That's why I'm questioning whether these players' mentalities can even change, or whether it's a matter of, yes, we need to go and get players who have, or more players. Because trust me, Tierney can't do it on his own, And I think with David Luiz, he's trying as well to try and implement this. Like, as much as you like or hate him, he does have that leadership skills about him to a degree to motivate other players. And I think what happens is, because they're in defense, it's so hard to then convey that to the attackers all the time, because you're not going to always be together. And I think what we need is someone in that midfield to step up and be that leader, be that captain, be that man that everyone's going to look to and respect. And that's the problem. We don't have that.
Let's go ahead.
I don't want to pick on Souls. I really don't want, because I agree with like 80% of what he says. So don't take this as
go for it. Yeah,
as anything. Another thing that I look at as a positive, and this is a huge positive to me, when we tied it at 3-3, we didn't settle for a draw. We wanted to win that game.
100%.
We wanted to win that game.
We were going after the win.
I like that.
Pepe had 2 chances he could have scored. Especially near the end of the game, where I think it was Lacazette put him through, and he was he got touched and he fell and he took a shot.
He kind of got his right arm pulled back a hair, because he stayed on his feet and got the away. But as you watch him, he's almost falling back and gets the shot away. As I sit here and mimic the entire move that he did, and in my chair, getting his arm pulled, I'm literally like, you can't see, I'm kicking my foot out like I'm shooting the ball.
And also, don't forget, again, I don't want to mention this, but it has to now. Saka again had he had, I think, 2 brilliant chances, 1-on-1 with the keeper, where he could have actually scored.
He has to bury that.
Again, he hasn't done that. It's like as if they don't do finishing practice, but then we see Martinelli a supposed injured player doing bicycle kicks and finishing balls like a madman, and then we've got the actual starting 11 not being able to finish.
Yeah. So we're right up against it here, fellas. But real quick, I want to end with this. I want to run through a list of players and just yes or no, do they have the right mentality? And I'm going to start at the back, and I'm going to start with Bernd Leno. Yes or no, right mentality?
Yes. He came out criticizing the team after that 1-0
Yeah,
loss.
he did. Yeah.
I like that kind of attitude.
I've not seen it enough.
So no, I can live with a no.
I'm gonna say I've not seen it enough. If I see more of it, then I'll say yes. But at the minute, it's 50-50. I say no though.
Okay. Kieran Tierney. Yeah.
But of course, yes.
Yeah, you don't even know. You can skip that one.
Wait. Let's say this about Tierney. All right, he shut off for that free kick where they quick kick and score.
Yep.
But remember, you guys all saw that sliding tackle when he came out like Superman to block that shot towards the end of the game. It was a thing of beauty, of hustle and beauty.
Gabriel.
Yes, I like it. I like it. He's commanding in the box. I like it.
Yeah.
Yes, I like his attitude.
Pablo Marie.
Yes.
Yeah, I have to say yes.
Rob Holding.
No.
Rob who? He has a positive outlook. I like his attitude.
You still got a winner's mentality. So I think no.
David Luiz.
Yeah.
Yes, a week ago he was saying we still have a chance at top 4. He has the right attitude, as misguided as that statement was.
Cedric.
Yeah.
Callum Chambers.
Yes.
Well, for the 2 games we've seen,
yeah, what we've seen.
He's my man of the match today. I'm loving that kid.
I don't even want to say the next player. Bellerin.
Hell no. Hell no. Not even a no.
All right. Granit Xhaka.
Yeah, he has the right attitude.
His ability doesn't match his attitude. That's the point.
Just his attitude. Just the mentality.
I say if it's just mentality, yeah.
And let me say this. When I say this mentality, I mean for Mikel Arteta, for the system to give what Mikel Arteta, not talent, not ability, it's just all up here. Only thing I'm asking. But yeah, go ahead, Glenn.
I was just gonna say Xhaka has the right mentality, but if we go out and get a quality person to play next to Partey and Xhaka would have to be a squad player, then he's not going to have the right attitude because his ego is not going to accept that.
But currently, I say yeah.
Mohamed
yes, 100%.
Yeah,
he's got the heart of a lion.
Thomas Partey.
He has the right mentality. Yeah.
He's just trying too hard. He's just trying too hard right now.
Fair. Squeezing the bat. He's gripping the bat a little too tight, Glenn. He's gripping the bat a little too tight. That's
and then the next midfielder, can we skip that one as well? Can we skip the next midfielder? I don't want to talk about the next midfielder.
Danny Ceballos.
Hell no.
No, not right now.
He can go with Bellerin to Real Madrid.
I'm not ready to let him go. If we can get him for 20 million, I would be happy with that. But right now I don't. Right now I don't know about his
Pepe.
You know what? He's always hustling, so I'm going to say yes. He has the right attitude.
It's so hard with him. I'll say yeah because his head hasn't dropped regardless of the performances he's put in from last season. So I'll say yes because of that.
I think he's actually turned it around within this season. If you would have asked me this 3 months, if you would have asked me this 3 months ago, or if I would have asked myself this 3 months ago, Nicola Pepe, I'd say no, he doesn't have the right mentality. He's got to go. Now, I want him here. I want him here right now because he's getting it. The light bulb is starting to flicker. We're starting to get the wires to connect with Nicola Pepe right now. Odegaard, ESR, Saka, they're all massive yeses, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Those guys all get it. Willian.
If you asked me this at the start of the season,
Martinelli goes into the group with ESR, Saka.
Odegaard. But if you ask me at the start of the season, I would have said no. But recently, I feel like he's also a player that's turned a lot of the fortune. He's still got a long way to prove it, but I do think he's got the right attitude. It's just unfortunate that he's just not been able to show it.
Yeah.
I have to agree. You know, I'm not crazy about William, but he has like 4 assists in his last 4 starts or something like that.
Yeah, it's something great. Yeah, he's contributing. Here come the big ones. Lacazette.
I'll say yes to Lacazette.
And Aubameyang.
No.
I don't. Right now, I can't see Aubameyang, off the field. So I'm gonna have to say no.
So the bottom line is we've just gone through pretty much the entire roster and named what I think 4 players, maybe a 5th, that need to go. Mentality wise, they need to go. It's that simple. I'm fully on the train of, if you can sell Aubameyang in the summer, you sell him. If you can sell Bellerin in the summer, you sell him. Here, I'll say it again. Everybody rants and raves about 25 goals, 25 goals, 25 goals. In Pep Guardiola's Manchester City, it's happened once. And it was Sergio Aguero. Once. And it was like 32 in all competitions. It was 32 goals in all competitions. This system isn't predicated on one single striker scoring all the goals. The goals need to come from the front 4. I dare even say 5. It has to be. Look, this is a team game. It's a team game. The goals have to come from the team. When you start relying on one person to score all of your goals, that's when you're going to start to lose games.
All right.
And we relied on Aubameyang far, far, far too much.
BG, my son's driving me crazy. When are you going to ask us our man of the minute?
You know what? We're done. That's it, guys. Yeah, we're going to get
man
out of
of the
here.
match. Chambers.
Yeah, go.
Chambers.
Man of the match. You said Callum Chambers. Sauls.
Is there really a question to be asked? Of course, Callum Chambers.
Yeah.
I'm going to give an honourable mention to Odegaard, but I do think Chambers this game by far the man of the match.
I'm actually giving it to Odegaard with the honorable mention to Callum Chambers, and that's not a knock on Callum Chambers at all.
Yeah.
I thought Martin Odegaard is really, really starting to turn this on now. The light bulbs are starting to go off here and there for different players, and it's exciting. It's exciting. Now it's up here. Get this right, and it's gonna start to click. Unfortunately, I think for me, I've written off the top 4 after today's result.
Yeah,
Still top 6. Still top 6.
I wrote off top 4 after the Burnley draw, but and keep thinking positive, BG. Keep thinking positive, because that was a damn fine comeback.
You know what's funny about all of this is that, as negative as I'm being today with all of this, I'm pissed off that I gotta wait 2 weeks to watch him again.
Yeah, me too.
I know.
As upset as I am over today, I'm more upset that I gotta go to. It's like, guys, what am I gonna do for 2 weeks? I don't know what to do with myself. I hate summer. I hate summer.
I'm in the same boat. I'm like, no football. I don't want to talk to my family.
Yeah, you mean what?
No, you know what it is? No football, and we can't go out.
And you guys,
the funny thing is, you know when we're about to go out is when Arsenal return.
Yeah.
It's maddening.
Thanks, Glenn. Thanks to Souls. Thanks to Craig, whose internet unfortunately cut out on him. He couldn't stay the whole time. But good show, good therapy. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Active chat today. You guys were great.
Sauls, I'm sorry I yelled at you.
It's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good.
All right.
But thanks everybody in the chat. On your way out the door, please drop us a like, drop us a dislike. The only rule is, if you drop a dislike, you got to tell us why in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Would greatly appreciate that. Trying to hit 800 subscribers to the channel by the end of this month. 1,000 by the end of the season. When we hit 1,000 subscribers here at BG Media, we will be doing a giveaway, and I'll announce it now. The giveaway will be either your choice of a new, for the 21-22 season, home kit when it is released with a player of your choice on the back or blank, or if you are an Arsenal member, I will give you the money to pay for your membership.
Wow.
So if you're a red member, I will pay for your membership. That is what we will be giving away when we hit 1,000 subscribers. So please subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers, and who knows, create a YouTube channel for your pet and then tell them too. Speaking of pets, I got a beagle puppy here at my feet.
Aww.
We got to go do dad and dog stuff, guys. Thank you very much. Up the Arsenal. We are out of here.